Looky, I got hooky. Oh man, too long since I've seen that movie.
What up?
We made it to November.
We did.
I done survived that last weekend.
Did you finish your Christmas shopping yet? What's taking you so long? Hurry up.
Christmas
Don't order
shopping.
anything after next week. You won't get it in time.
I went into the grocery store on Halloween, and all the Halloween stuff was gone, and it was all Christmas stuff. Like on Halloween, it was Christmas stuff.
Halloween stuff was like 40 to 50% off at least 5 days before Halloween.
Where were you, Fred Meyer?
At Winco. Yeah, I was at Winco. Everything was there was like this much Halloween stuff, and all the rest was it skipped Thanksgiving, and all the rest was Christmas stuff.
Basically everywhere the week of Halloween almost was sold out of everything Halloween.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that
Christmas
people
was
went hard on their porch decorations this year.
I didn't really see any of that. I saw that some people were hanging tough and going trick or treating, but like as far as
yeah, they did.
Yep.
They totally did. Well, Maniacs, welcome to another lovely edition of the world's best and most informative video game podcast, where your argument is
scientific fact that
and it's also the back half of a puppy. Only the back half, though. Right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Rosie, touch.
We are brought to you by the lovely people at Voodoo Ranger IPA, to which Sage Bell is enjoying one of their tasty, crispy boys. What is that? Oh, Atomic Pumpkin.
The spicy release of the Atomic Pumpkin.
So
do we have any tasting notes?
You still haven't had one this season?
Me? No, not yet.
Well, not yet. I meant Russ.
I have not yet either, and that's shocking because usually I got like up to here of those things over here. We usually go crazy when those come out, but so far not yet.
Whew. Well, they might be gone soon because who knows how long seasonal actually is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and also, how much you want to bet if they served those in Fantasy 14, he would have had them every day.
Oh, there is booze in that game, and when you're drunk, when people are drunk, they say that you're in your cups. He's in his cups. He must be in his cups over there.
Oh my goodness. Is it like BioShock where you perform worse and have bad vision?
Oh, I love it when that happens.
No, it's just for fun.
Have you played First Class Heroes?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you can drink the booze in First Class Heroes while still trying to be a spy or a good guy. Nice. And you start walking all wobbly.
In EverQuest, you could get hammered and it would mess your screen up. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So try killing people while you're drunk and wobbly.
Nice. If you want to feel drunk and wobbly, turn on all the spell effects and then go into a dungeon with even with four-man group, 8-man group. It's just I don't even know what's happening right now.
That sounds like chaos.
It is, but you got to turn it down.
Absolute chaos.
Well, frick! Before I forget, introductions must be had. We are coming to you from the Pacific Northwest, near Seattle, Washington, United States of America, on the continent of the Americas, Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Is that specific enough?
Yeah.
Is that specific enough?
North America, but basically all of, United States, equals North America. So
yeah, we have creeped into the second week of November 2021. Daylight savings gave us that sweet extra hour of sleep that we all needed. So much more.
My dogs even let me sleep in.
That was an extra hour of gameplay. I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m. on Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Swish. Well, frick. Aside from that, we are helped by the lovely London with a Y, and we don't talk about him nearly as much. Hasn't had screen time in a bit, but we are produced by the Sultan of Spaghetti.
The region of Ragatoni.
The Prince of Penne.
I thought it was Parmesan.
Oh, it is the Prince of Parmesan.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about the one and only super producer taking the double deucer, not a seducer. Keith the Boogie.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Go Cougs. Wait,
yep.
no go Cougs? No go Cougs?
No, I'm from Michigan. It's Go Blue.
Oh, is that the Spartans?
No, how dare you? That's
I
so
know
Sparty.
just enough about sports to troll people. Is that ridiculous?
Actually, that's half the thing of sports. So you're on the right track. You got it. You're halfway there.
Once again, it's from watching the league.
Nice.
There should be a league video game, like how to do completely
I'm sure there is.
You stopped
irreverent.
that League video game. I'm like, of Legends?
Of which is an anime. I don't know if you guys have been. I haven't watched that.
We're
I
gonna
haven't
bring it.
watched it yet.
We're gonna have to touch on that, and
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we
get
should
one
touch
of our
on that.
professionals in on their hot take because they play it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And also, speaking of MOBAs that are animated, Marcy, who was a character in the Dota anime, is now in the game, and she's overpowered and broken, which is amazing because that's the best part of Dota when you find broken characters. So yeah, so that was little anime MOBA news to go along with League of Legends.
Yeah, Arcane, the Laugh Out Loud series.
So
That's what that stands for, right?
yeah, lol.
Lol.
Law.
And before we get started on these topics, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon, smash subscribe, as they say in the YouTube verse, but it will let you know when we go live. That way you could jump in the YouTube chat, which we totally pay attention to. We totally do.
Of course.
Mostly, we, to be completely honest, maniacs, we interact with our Twitch feed, of which we got Hot Riku Girl on deck, as usual, the fourth Beetle, the fifth Zeppelin. That's not a thing. That's not a thing, right?
He's Jirobi in a Tribe Called Quest. You know, I usually see like 3 of them, but there's actually 4 members. Yeah.
And also one of my favorite bands of all time, you know, Green Day and the Alkaline Trio. Both of them have like a phantom 4th member now because so many of their songs have piano and extra. It's a thing. The person behind the scenes, the person making sure we don't go too off the rails. But I guess that's mostly London with a Y.
Yeah, it's like if we're
And
Wu-Tang.
Sage.
Yeah, like if we're Wu-Tang, Hot Riku Girl is like Street Life or like Capadonna. Like they're in it, but like when you think of like the original Wu-Tang, you know. So yeah.
I know those last 3 members, everybody kind of always blanks and they go, and Capadonna, you know.
Street Life. Yep.
Also, I feel like You God doesn't get talked about nearly enough.
And that was part of his problem, and that's why he sued RZA. A couple of them sued RZA. But anyway.
Let's see. We'll tie that into what's the fighting game?
No,
Def Jam.
I was gonna say Phoenix Wright.
No. What's the one with
yeah.
Method?
Yeah, Def Jam, what was that? I know what you're talking about. There was like a couple of them like on the PS2 or something.
But we tied it in. Look at us with the best video game.
Also
podcast.
Phoenix Wright because they sued
Objection.
RZA.
Of which we laid down a video with Sugar Punch Design Works, did a fantastic tutorial on how you add a guest character. Did a better job than most Smash characters. Although Smash does a pretty good job of it.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked to you about Sora being in the game yet.
Yeah, we have.
Did we?
Yeah, we glanced upon it.
We glanced.
Yeah,
upon
because I told you I fell off of Smash after, like, I played Ultimate, but Project M was my Smash. It will probably always be, and until that one carries on, I'll probably like Smash Ultimate's a good party game for me, but I can't take it seriously.
Okay.
But on to introductions. You can see right below here that I am Lucky Bandit. Also, Gross Stuff with a PH. Also, Loud and Brown on Twitter and Instagram. I am Gross Stuff on PlayStation and Steam, of which I haven't been so in touch with as of and yeah, the fifth Ranger, Phantom 6 member of Kuroko no Basket. Man,
that's the Green Ranger, right? Isn't the Green Ranger the fifth Ranger?
Yeah, but there are 5 Rangers already. There's 6. The 6th Ranger, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's the Green Ranger.
Because it's green. It's red, yellow, pink, blue, and black.
Yeah.
There's blue. There's a blue Ranger.
Blue was the one that got bullied by the other cast members, and he was the only one that stayed for a couple seasons. Yeah, because he was out. I think he came out, and they bullied him like it was high school.
I mean, it was the 90s. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
His name was Billy.
Billy. He was Billy with the glasses. That's it. That's who I am. I didn't play a whole lot of games this week. As usual, I watched a lot of games. Some Guilty Gear Strive combo videos and matchup videos. I need to learn how to take out these axles, y'all. They're kicking my ass online. It is a tough. So if you play fighters, there's that curveball character, and I'm going to relate this. That I know Sage can relate to this. Hopefully, I forget which ones you played, but remember when Hildy dropped? And everybody had to learn how to fight against her. You had Soul Calibur on lock, and then all of a sudden someone picked up Hildegard. And you're like, frick! Because she just played different than everybody.
So by the time I actually got Soul Calibur 4, she was already in there. So it was like, that was my first game into Soul Calibur, so I didn't have that part of the issue.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah, she is a different gameplay. It's like she's long stick, short stick.
Pole arm, yeah.
Yeah. It's pull arm, but she's also short stick.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like Sungmina is just
Sungmina.
Who spells her name differently every game.
That
can't
probably
spell it wrong.
that probably has more to do with the Chinese written language than anything.
She's Korean.
Seung Mina?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm way off then.
Yeah, her and Yoon Seung are Korean, I think.
Oh.
Oh, Youngsung's the dude with the rapier type sword, right? He does all the kicks.
Yeah, he studied under Sungmina's father, but because in Soul Calibur 4 she has all the flower patterns, and that's the Korean something, I believe.
That's right, and she plays like him, but she has a rapier.
He has a rapier. She plays like Killick.
Okay.
But slow and strong, where Killick's fast and speedy. So they are the only like pairings where
hers
the guy is fast.
Hers is like the one that's got like the little blade on the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I forget what that weapon's called.
Yeah, me too. I have it in my head, but I can't remember what it's called either.
My friends have it on their wall, like a real one.
Nice.
I was like, oh, cosplay. So I guess we should. Hi, I'm Sage Bell.
Hi.
We babble today. What did I play this last week? Well, we got a little bit more deep into Castle Crashers at our house.
Nice.
So, because it's on the Switch now, and so we've been like leveling it up on the Switch, having people over. We've actually been playing a lot of Magic in person because my partner's decided to start collecting Magic cards.
Okay.
So we play a lot of Magic now, and she's got some friends who play, so they bring over their decks, and I just play whatever decks people hand me and either destroy people or do terribly, because that's how it goes. And yeah, you're nothing really exciting. Just the normal Dead by Daylight.
Castle Crashers is plenty exciting. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is.
And MTG does a whole bag of worms.
Yeah. And that game once you start getting into it, it's hard to put down.
Digital MTG, or are we talking cards?
Cards.
From
Physical.
from Magic.
Yeah, physical
That
cards.
gets pricey.
It's all right.
She makes the money.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not so bad.
But yeah, no, because you can buy like $30 packs.
Yeah.
And she limits her pricing on what price of cards she'll buy. So like she has it within reason, I guess. She's not buying like $200 cards for no reason.
Yeah.
Buying like $30 cards. So yeah, that's going to PDX LAN this weekend. So I don't know if I'm streaming this week because I might stream at LAN. We'll see. I'm bringing this mic and headset because I broke the cable to my regular headset.
Oh no. Well, stay tuned to your Twitter, or Instagram would be easier to stay on your schedule.
Twitter. I almost never use Instagram. So Twitter at SageBell.
Like live on Instagram. I hate it. I'm trying to move off of it. Okay.
I will go see Hot Riku Girl in person. We'll high five.
Nice.
And over to you.
What's up? You got the Saverings over here.
Dot.
I mean, but you already know what I've been playing. This weekend
You've
was my
been
guild.
playing. Hold on. You've been playing the Avengers game.
I've been playing the best-selling and award-winning Square Enix's Final Fantasy MMO Realm Reborn. just been playing that, and it was my guild's 8th anniversary, their 8th year anniversary this weekend. I've only been in for a few months. I've only been playing for
What's
a
the
little
name of the guild?
Azure, and I always have a hard time saying it. There's Azure Infinitum. Yeah, that's how you say it, something like that. But yeah, had a whole event thing this weekend. Took a bunch of cool screenshots together. There was a bunch of events going on. That we had a parade, all kind of stuff. There's about 300 people in our guild, and at any one time, there's about 50 or 60 people on at once. So yeah, so when we get together, it's just a big mob scene.
So I'm relating this to only the few things I know about MMOs.
Mhm.
What's the largest party that can enter a? Do you have raids?
Yes, there's raids. There's 24 man are the largest.
Wow.
Yeah.
When
So
you
there's-
roll 40 deep, like 50 deep sometimes.
No, I mean in this case,
You just have to take turns.
Yeah, I mean it's all instanced, so you could just join it with other people. I mean, there's always people to play with, especially on our server. It's packed. As we're going to talk about later in the show, the server's looking like they might get a little bit more packed. That's why I was bugging Sagebell to be like, hey, if you're not going to play your character, just make her, because who knows, in a month you might not be able to even get on my server.
Well, if I don't, like, I only have 22 days in the server anyways.
Well, I mean, like, if you ever decided to go back and play it, your character's there on my server and we could play together. Versus if you started from scratch and try to make one to play with me, you couldn't. At least not directly on my server. But also Steam, I passed 1,400 games owned. I'm at 1,422, and I actually got a humble bundle. And for the first time in I can't even remember how long, I didn't own any games in it, so that was interesting. There was like 13 games I didn't have. So that kind of boosted it up too. And also, big news. I'll make this quick. I actually passed Stellaris. Final Fantasy passed Stellaris in hours played on my Steam account. I have 1,241 hours of Stellaris and 1,272 hours of Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy has now passed Stellaris as my most played Steam game.
Yeah, but you could have watched One Piece.
I could have watched like half of One Piece.
Yeah, only half.
You could have watched it all the way through with commercials and breaks.
One Piece, they had their chance to grab me way back when I first started coming on like Fox Kids. Like when was that? Like early 2000s or whatever, mid 2000s. And yeah, I thought it was kind of silly. But yeah, that's all I've been doing, just playing that. I've been looking forward to playing Stellaris. I think I talked about it last week before. They're adding a new species pack to the game and they're doing more updates to it. It's pretty cool to see that they keep adding stuff to the game and keep fixing it and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But that's about it. That's all I've been playing. I've just been stalking my Steam account and playing Final Fantasy.
Well, frick, that'll be oops.
Do you get on early and just never log out?
If you go AFK, depending on what you're doing, if you're just standing around, they'll auto log you out after 30 minutes. But
okay.
If you enter a cutscene or if you're talking to a merchant and you're just sitting there just talking to the merchant, I think sometimes you just stay in indefinitely. But usually I'm running errands in the game because you're running your little dailies and running your little gathering quests and going out and farming stuff and doing things. So I usually jump on and I do that. You go to the casino and get my little scratch off tickets that you get daily in there. So I just run around and just collect money from my retainers. I was pretty
stoked
a gold
today. Saucer?
Yes, the gold saucer is the casino. Yep. Is the gold saucer in 15 as well? Okay. How'd you know about the gold saucer? Is it from another game?
I just know that 7 has a lot of clout.
Oh. The name of the casino in 7 is the gold saucer too? Oh yeah, the gold saucer's in this game too.
I learned related gaming news and the color gold. If you water black tulips in Animal Crossing with a gold watering canister, you turn your tulips gold.
Huh.
I do not play Animal Crossing. These are just facts I learned today.
I don't play it either. Like that whole like scrolling map, it kind of like messes with me. And plus it's like this is just another game for me to sink my time. I already play Minecraft. I already play Stardew Valley. I already play Final Fantasy. There's crafting and gathering and farming and stuff in those. And that's already enough.
I think what Sage meant to bring up, and some of the listeners out there may be aware of, in Final Fantasy VII, there's certain things in the game that progress you when you finally get a golden chocobo.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before the golden age of the internet. Some people had the internet. It was dial-up. And not information didn't happen that fast. So if you bought that game at launch, not everybody knew how to get that golden chocobo. and people were
Nice.
trying to figure out how to breed it. And it would have never gotten to someone's attention that, oh, you need to breed a black one and a fast yellow one. Because our thoughts were, when you start breeding them, you progress through these different colors. You get the yellow ones, then you get the green one, which can go over mountains. Then you get the red one.
Just so you know, Derek, this is all in 14. Just chocobo
Yeah.
races and stuff.
And there's another one that could across, and then, there's like several colors. And I tried mix and matching it for a while, and I finally asked a buddy who beat it. He goes, "You need to breed. You got to give the fast yellow one with the black one, and then the gold one will come out."
Nice.
And the gold one can go anywhere on the map, which is where you get the Knights of the Round summon.
Nice.
Final Fantasy, y'all.
Yeah, there's a shout out to Knights of the Realm. They're not a summon in 14, but there's a definite shout out to them in the game.
Now the real ones laugh at the Knights of the Round summon, because if you max out your characters on Final Fantasy VII, the summon is not even as useful. Like, you're that strong. Like, oh, cute. Yeah, 13,000 hit points. Who cares? Or 300,000 hit points. Whatever. It's like, that's not that much.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sheet in our first story here for the link. I linked it to a Willy Wonka gif. I didn't even know I did that.
Speaking of which, we will go to the first link. And I guess while we're talking about it, we'll give London some time to get a fresh link. But we're going to talk about the game that we may have mentioned a little earlier.
Yeah.
The fantastic Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers.
I call it Crystal Dynamics, Square Enix's, Disney's, Marvel's, The Avengers TM, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Because there was so much like corporate just stuff and like Verizon sponsored things. Like there was just it was just a grab bag. Everybody just threw their money at it and nobody paid attention if the game was good or not. But to take it up, Key the Boogie, he has family that plays it, and for a mindless beat 'em up, that's what it is. It's no Castle Crashers, but it's a little mindless beat 'em up. But Square Enix did officially come out in their earnings call and say that the game had a disappointing outcome. Suffice to say, that's probably about as gentle as you could put it. That's very Japanese of them, very polite and very also to the point, but also very, very polite. So yeah, the game kind of crashed and burned, and it set a couple bad precedents in the middle of some bad precedents being set. I mean, that's fresh off the heels of Anthem and a bunch of other games of this nature. I didn't really want to dwell on it. I just kind of wanted to point out the obvious, and I thought it was kind of funny. I guess it's not funny. I wanted a good Avengers game, but yeah, that's what happened with there. The president of Square Enix said it had a disappointing outcome. I did see that they did start to release some pictures and tease Spider-Man, who's an exclusive character for the PlayStation version, which is someone on YouTube pointed out, which devalues every other version of the game. Because if you think about it, Spider-Man is a major character, and for him to be exclusive to one platform and all platforms are charging $60, every other version besides the PlayStation version should be like $50, because there's no Spider-Man.
That is very, very true. Yep. They should have pulled a Soul Calibur too, where hey, they get Spider-Man, but what PlayStation gets?
Oh, PlayStation gets Spider-Man.
PlayStation gets Spider-Man.
So Xbox would get like
Wolverine
or something, and like and like PC would get like both of them, or
we waited the longest.
No, PC would end up getting. So that's like Sony property. That's a Fox property. Oh, who Sony would get? Oh, Sony
still gets Spider-Man.
All right, I still get mixed up. PC would get. Who's still hung up at Paramount?
The Hulk, but he's already in the game.
Yeah.
Oh no, but
PC would get like Ghost Rider or somebody like this.
Yeah, someone that's hung up in, because there are a couple characters that haven't been completely announced. Like,
the only one that they still have snags over is the Hulk, because for him to have a solo movie, Paramount would have to distribute it, or they'd have to take, or if Disney,
they get a cut.
They take a big cut. But he can be in other movies as long as he's not the main character.
We don't need another Hulk movie.
No.
Yeah, we got a pretty good one with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and I have a feeling She-Hulk, if done correctly, because he's supposed to be in that too. If She-Hulk if done correctly, should be pretty good. Fingers crossed on that one. No, it's live action. That's a Disney Plus show. Yep.
Yeah, they got casted. I'm cool with the casting too. I think she looks great.
And I do
Okay.
like who they picked for Titania, but I like her as an actress, but I don't see her playing the role. I don't know. We'll see. To me, that's my big MCU project where to me, it can make or break the rest of the MCU moving forward.
Word.
I mean, that's the same with any movie that they're casting people from, like the Last of Us movie or TV show. Just finished filming.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I did not know that.
Yeah.
They sent a promo like photo from the set, which was just Ellie and him, their backs.
Ellie and the Mandalorian, because isn't the Mandalorian playing Joel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I know my heart's gonna cry during that movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see where we're at, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Where it goes.
We'll see. So
I guess I played Last of Us over the weekend.
oh, nice. So going from one thing that was a disappointment outcome to something that's actually pretty cool. This happened right after we did our podcast last week, but Sony rebranded their PlayStation Mobile division to PlayStation PC.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big deal. So not really too much to report on that just right now, but it makes sense that they would rebrand. Somebody had a very good point. Because it was rumored that Sony, and we reported it here on the show, that Sony had turned down $200 million from Epic Games to have their games when they come to PC be exclusive to their store, and also the lower cut. And it kind of makes sense now, because if they want to expand and sell it to as many people as possible, it'd be kind of dumb just to lock it down to Epic, regardless of the money that's up front. What's $200 million compared to $1 billion a couple years from now? And also somebody had a really good point.
Who don't want to use the Epic platform.
Yeah. And also someone had a very good point. What if Sony had their own online gaming PC platform? Yeah, they'd still sell their stuff on Steam. If you wanted to play it there, they'd still sell it on, of course they would, they still want to sell it on Epic because they get the lower cut over there. But what if they also had their own store where they could keep 100% of that money? So that would kind of make sense for them too. Hopefully that doesn't mean they pull it from everywhere else, like EA did like EA did back in the day with Origin. When they had all their games on Steam, they came out with Origin, they pulled all their stuff off, and now they're putting all their stuff back on Steam. So
you just offer it on your platform at a lower price.
Yeah, or offer some kind of exclusive content or something, or just make it like, have that be where you're at first, if you want to play crossplay, you buy your games from Sony store because it's on the same storefront, and then that way you can play. And then later on, the game will roll out crossplay on Steam and stuff like that. Something to entice people, but it would make sense on their end. And a lot of people don't know any better. A lot of people aren't going to open a Steam account just to buy PlayStation stores. They're just going to open whatever the PlayStation thing is, and just sign in with a regular PlayStation account and grab their PC games that way. So something to keep an eye out on. This is just speculation and people talking, but it makes sense. So we'll see what happens in the next year or two. Speaking from something exciting to something not so exciting, especially if you're an investor, Activision Blizzard stock took a dump.
Buddy.
Yeah, worst day in 13 years following downgrades. I heard they had a new lady CEO, and she bounced. Good for her.
Whoa.
smart move on her part.
You know who she was, right?
Was that the lady that worked for Bush?
I think so.
She bailed?
Maybe. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I know they said they had like a higher up. If it was her that bailed, then that's something. But yeah, we're talking about
they're in a downward spiral and just left.
Cashed out. Yep. Before all of her stock got devalued. So really not too much to talk about there. There were some downgrades. Their projections and earnings went down. A couple of the games, bigger games that they were waiting on, got pushed back, like Overwatch 2 famously, and Diablo 4 as well. There's it's looking like they don't have enough, pardon the phrase, enough manpower over there. It's probably not the phrase that they want to use. Over
Labor.
there. Yes. They don't have enough bodies. Oh, oops, can't say that either over there.
No, not over there.
They don't ruined everything.
Can't say victims.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, they don't ruined everything over there. So it's looking like they don't have enough people in the seats.
They don't have enough Cassidy Coles. There you go.
Yeah,
there's not enough brains in the office.
Yes, not enough hands. I mean, damn it! Like, how do you talk about Blizzard? But basically, not enough people over there to potentially be working on these games. So it's not looking too great for them over there. This has been kind of leaking out, and of course, they had their worst stock day in 13 years. I'm trying to remember what happened 13 years ago. Was that when Mr. Pandaria came out? Does that sound right?
Wow.
13 years ago. That was what, 2008? So what? Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. 13 years ago. We have to go look that up. So yeah, not much to be said there. Yeah, I mean, at least on my end, I just wanted to point that out there. And I like to dunk on Activision Blizzard almost every chance I get because fuck them. Anyway,
I dropped a just in on that on the Blizzard related topic.
nice.
So today there have been lots of new filings against Activision's big federal harassment suit. The short version of it is that it says Communication Workers of America and the state of California have no right to object to its planned settlement with the feds.
Oh, Activision Blizzard came out and said this?
It says lots of new filings this evening in Activision's big federal harassment suit.
Okay.
The short version is that.
Okay. They're in trouble over there. Someone's got to give. Someone's going to give over there. There's going to be a reckoning. I saw this coming. The second Activision and them merged, I'm like, Blizzard, why? You don't need Activision. You don't need them.
They didn't. But, they wanted the money. Yeah.
But, like, I'm like, yeah, and that makes sense. You're going to make buku dollars. But, like, for what? You're going to make buku dollars anyway, but now you're going to make buku dollars, but it's going to cost you one day. It might not be a year from now. It might not be 10 years from now. But at some point, Activision's going to, it's going to screw up the whole thing. It's going to get lax over there, and they're just going to screw you over. And now here we are. But yeah, if any of this starts to seep over and affect Call of Duty, I wouldn't be shocked to see Activision start like cutting some corn, like starting to like distance themselves from that, which would be weird. Think about that. A company that merges with Blizzard. Think about like 10, 15 years ago, you merge with Blizzard, like you're set. Like why would you ever want to change that? It might get to a point where their parent company might distance themselves from Blizzard. Like that's unheard of. That'd be like you buying Disney and then being like, that Disney's kind of sketchy over there. I don't know if I like all that money you're just leaving. ESPN, no, I don't want that. That's kind of sketchy.
You're saying that'd be like Disney distancing itself from Marvel?
Well, right now?
Yeah, is that the equivalent?
They better not be. Yeah. The one thing that's going positively for them.
Stoner brain.
Yeah. No, I had to think about it. I was like, is Marvel doing something crazy? But no, you're right. Marvel is like, out of all their things, they're the most consistent moneymaker for them. So I don't know about after the Eternals, but we'll see.
Oh man,
because I heard that's not gonna do so hot, but I'll reserve judgment. I heard it's super long. It's the second longest MCU movie. Did you know that? Only Endgame. Yeah, only Endgame is longer.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 43 minutes or something.
Ridiculous.
How should I bet it at least be on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be on Disney Plus, but they're gonna want to charge you for the first like month or something.
Well, they're not even having it on Disney Plus for the first 40 days because they really want people to go to the theater for this.
Yeah, but that's what they said to Black Widow. No, and then they did it anyways, and then she won money because she threw a lawsuit at them.
Yes.
And because of that, Eternals is not on Disney Plus currently. Yeah. It has been in the theaters for a whole week. Like half a week, whatever.
Friday was first day, right?
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, which is crazy to me because I love all that outer space Marvel shit. I love all that Jack Kirby fucking weirdness. I love all that shit, and I haven't seen it yet.
Same. I was just
kind of, which is kind of telling. Yeah, it's kind of telling to me.
I didn't know it came out. I just heard people talking about it, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, something's coming out soon." Oh.
There is something crazy that's happening with that. As a side note, and this is something that we talked to because it's in the title of our show, the Salt here. So when people like review bomb things, right? And people are like, "Oh, it's so toxic," and it's just these group of people, and no, they hate this and XYZ because this is in the movie. If you go look on Eternals on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it like a 43%. It's the first officially rotten Marvel movie, like MCU movie on the critics side, right? But the fan side is like 80-something%. But if you read the reviews, they're like 1-sentence reviews, and there's nothing specific about the movie in it.
Of the positive ones?
Yeah, so the positive ones, it's getting positively review bombed. Have you ever seen that before? It's totally happening if you go look. Like 1 in 10 is like, oh, the movie was good and I liked it for XYZ reason. You can tell the person watched the movie. But the other 9 are like, oh, it's great, go see it. Oh, it's fantastic. Don't listen to what people are saying. It's great.
I was I was reading reviews for products recently, and people would put 1 star. This was fantastic, and I'm like, I think you got that backwards.
Yeah.
I think your stars are backwards.
But yeah, so with this, if you've never seen something get positively review bombed, this is it. It's getting positively review bombed. I've never seen that before. So yeah.
But back to back to
So
Activision Blizzard.
yes,
What if they get cut?
getting screwed over.
Okay. Oh no, not back to that. Moving on to something that you may or may not want to talk about.
Well, I kind of put this next to this story because usually with a company like Blizzard, or you hear about a company that like disappointed their fans, it's usually like a delay or something got canceled or something like this. Well, on the I forgot what they call it, like their live letter, the director and the producer for Final Fantasy 14, they delayed Endwalker, which is the next expansion pack. I believe it's the last expansion for Final Fantasy 14. It got delayed by 2 weeks, which is fine. I've learned since the 90s, since Ultra 64, which later on became the Nintendo 64, that things are worth waiting for. We waited 2 years from the time that they started talking about Ultra 64 to the time Nintendo 64. When you're like 13, that's forever. So when that finally came out, it was worth the wait because we got Mario 64, we got Ocarina of Time. The list goes on and on. So I was like, okay, you know what? Certain games and stuff like that in life, certain things in life, they're worth waiting for. Like if you know it's going to be good, go ahead and delay it. So with this is 2 weeks, it's fine. They wanted to make sure that it was a smooth experience. There's a lot of eyes on Final Fantasy right now, so that's something that we'll touch on in the next story here. But I really wanted to point this out because in the live stream, Yoshi P, who's the director, he was actually very regretful, and he felt that he let people down because he knows people took time off of work and scheduled things around to have that day off when that game came out. But there was just no way around it. They wanted to delay it just to make sure that the launch was smooth and everything was set up and they had more time to test a few things. And he actually cried on the stream. He actually broke down. He said this is the first time, he's been working in games for 20 years. He said this is the first product that he's ever worked on where they announced the release date and didn't make that release date, and he was truly sorry for letting people down, and he was actually emotional about it, which is why people love the guy, because he wears his heart on his shoulder and it's sincere. He wasn't doing it to drum up sympathy or anything like that. He's just like that. So I thought that was cool, and I have this right after the Activision Blizzard stuff because I saw a video. I should link that. I'll put that on the Facebook page, but it's a history of apologies from Final Fantasy 14 versus a history of apologies from Blizzard, and they play them back to back, and it's like it looks like it's from 2 different planets of how human beings act. Because the Final Fantasy devs are like, hey, we're sorry, this is what we're going to do to fix it, leave your feedback here because we want to take your feedback because you guys might think of something that we haven't thought of, and then it shows the Blizzard ones and they're like, do you guys not have phones? And they're like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You're asking for classic WoW. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're asking for. And it's just yeah. So I wanted to put those 2 back to back so we could talk about a company that's kind of in a lot of ways failing its customer, and another company, at least this project of theirs there, where the customer comes first, and the whole point of their game is to have fun and to listen to their players and to take in the feedback. If something's broken or people don't like this, they take a look at it and they fix it. And if they don't fix it, they flat out tell you why, and it's for a reason. And then later on, as you're playing it, you're like, oh, because it's part of the story. Okay, okay. So yeah, just wanted just to point that out. But speaking of traffic, speaking of QA for Final Fantasy 14, this just came out yesterday or today. And this is something I had seen, but I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know that they had management agencies. But you guys know the streamers and stuff that are like the virtual idols. They have like the little
VTubers?
like anime. Yeah, the VTubers. Yeah, they have like the little anime cat girl or the little CGI thing that like is them in the corner, and they talk and it reacts and everything like that. HoloLive, which I guess is like a big agency for them. A lot of the VTubers are represented by them. They've been given official permission to stream Final Fantasy 14, and that includes game integration. That includes their avatars can be avatars from the game.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so we have a friend that VTubes, and I wonder if Echo Jumper would want to. Does Echo Jumper play Final Fantasy?
I don't know.
That's exciting, though.
Yeah.
You might be Steam friends.
Yeah, and I was watching a video today, and somebody pointed out, they were like, okay, let's go look at Asmongold's page, and he has 836,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is nothing to shrug at and stuff, right? But when he played, it crashed a lot of servers. A lot of new people started playing. His stream was flooded. There was people just all over the place. It was really cool. And he's just he's the biggest. He was the biggest WoW streamer, and blah blah blah. So you look at his YouTube page. He has 800 and something thousand subscribers. You look at the smallest VTuber YouTube page, and it has like 3 point something million people. So there's going to be exponentially more eyeballs on the game as a result of this. And so the servers are going to be like crunched. So Sage Bell, I'm glad you created your character, because it might be impossible to make a character on my server here in the next couple of weeks. So depending on when all that rolls out and when these VTubers get a hold of it and get it set up and stuff like that, yeah, keep an eye out. There's going to be a lot of traffic and a lot of eyeballs on Final Fantasy, especially during this Christmas season. There's going to be sales. People are going to be getting PS5s and new Xbox. Well, that's not on Xbox. New computers, new graphics cards, stuff like that. So it's going to get really packed over there. So I thought that was cool. And the more the merrier, I say. Because when you join your queues to join groups and stuff, the more people that are playing, the faster you can join groups and stuff like that. So it's all good. Bring them on.
Well, heck. Okay. Now that I've messed up the board completely, I was trying to move the break, but we're talking about the break right now, because then the next couple topics are not Final Fantasy 14 related. So.
Yes.
So if you're just tuning in, this is Salt Tier Podcast. Saltiest and most pretentious know-it-alls on the internet about the video games, because
that's tough. I don't know if we can guarantee that. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, says you, because our argument is, your argument is
invalid, which would make ours valid.
And ours is valid because we're a bunch of smarty pantses. We are brought to you by the beautiful and wonderful Voodoo Ranger IPA. I got this wrong. This? There we go.
There we go.
B Corp certified and employee-owned fantastic range of IPAs from the New Belgium Brewing Company. And check them out. Lots of different, some people say, oh, it's too hoppy. Oh, this is too bitter. They have so many different ranges. They have the juicy. They have, like we said, the atomic pumpkin. Mm-hmm. They have, if you do like the hops and you do like the bitter, they got the imperial, baby.
Yes, the IPAs are good.
That'll get you there. So they have a big range of stuff. Also, not to completely ignore the other fantastic stuff New Belgium has. They have a seltzer. They have their Fat Tire, obviously, and they have is it the Agua Fresca? What the hell is it called? The one Goon likes so much.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't make it, huh?
It was a seasonal.
Yeah.
And then they didn't re-season it.
Yep.
Wasn't popular enough. Well, it was freaking cool.
That was back in the studio. That was back in the studio days.
Yeah, in the before times?
Yes.
What was that, 96? 97?
Same year I got my Nintendo 64, kids.
We had to plug it into my CRT 22-inch.
Yeah. It had S-video cables. Oh.
Ooh, the S-video.
S-video.
Well, scope them out. Check out their Instagram or their Twitter. Tons of content, and they do little contests sometimes. Hilarious videos, and they're into gaming, and that's why we like them, and that's why they like us. And I'm trying to remember what other. It's not a stream. I think it's like a YouTube channel or like some. I think it is streamers that are like sponsored by Voodoo Ranger. They're great. Drink all the stuff. # live rangerously.
Rangerously.
Sage Bell. Thank you for posting this picture here in the chat. This person in the pink top. That reminds me, I have a picture to send you, Loud and Brown, because somebody was cosplaying as Dan. It was a monk running around with like a pink gi on and punching stuff the other day, and I was like, "That's Dan. Somebody's Dan over there."
Dude, I've been meaning to do Dan at a con for years.
Yep.
I'll do it eventually.
Yeah. So I'll send you a screenshot the second I go pull that up.
Yee. But thank you. We'll talk about Voodoo Ranger a little bit during my mini segment because they're involved with sponsoring our friends' tournament series. But
nice.
But first, we must talk about For Tonight.
Yeah, where's Keith the Boogie? Keith, are you sitting down? I hope you're prepared for this news. Fortnite in China is shutting down.
Yeah.
To be fair, was never really officially launched over there. It was always a beta.
Yeah, we touched on this a little bit last week, is the Fortnite China
Mhm.
edition, which
Yes,
everything was censored. There's no gambling.
there's no voice chat because you can't have.
Oh wow, this made Variety magazine.
Yes, because Fortnite's like one of the
Jesus.
largest entertainment properties in the world. So yeah, that's what they cover.
Because when we talked about it last week, it was reported from Kotaku, I believe. But this is
Yeah, this is Variety here. I really don't have much to say on it because, like I said, it was never officially released over there. It's been in beta this entire time. But I only pointed out to say this to point out the fact that if Epic took some of Tencent's money. For those that don't know, Tencent is it either is or it's one of the largest publishers of video games in the world. They're a Chinese company. They're firmly under the heel of the Chinese Communist Party, and that's who you have to go through over there if you're an American or any other publisher or developer. If you want your game published in China, you have to pretty much go through Tencent. They have the exclusive contract for it. That being said, they've also invested in other companies. So like people like Epic and Paradox, who makes Stellaris and things of this nature. Tencent is a large shareholder of the company.
yeah, Riot Games, Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group.
Well, Riot Games is just straight up owned by them.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And just to give you an idea of how big they are, the revenue of just 2020 is $73 billion.
Yeah, and check this out. They got
that's their like
they got fined by the Chinese government for something like $5 or $6 billion. They got fined. So yeah, but I only bring this up to say I think it's kind of interesting that Epic took Tencent's money, their investment, and you know, part of it was thinking like, okay, well, like we're buddies now, right? Like we're co-owners of this thing, like so will you let us get our game in China? And Tencent's like, no. Like I see that happening with a lot of companies. Like they take like this foreign investment and then they try to go, okay, like, can we have the game in your country? No, and now they just own part of your company, and now you can't even distribute your biggest game over there, but now they still own part of you. So I'll just point that out. Just I don't know why people do that. Just take money just to take money.
And Vince Rance does have a very, very good point. Gmail was in beta for quite a while. So, you know, beta is pretty. I mean, all those H1N1 and PUBG tournaments were worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Those were all betas, correct?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Those games were in beta, and unless something catastrophic happened or something, those games were meant to actually be released. I don't think Fortnite was ever really meant to be released over there. I think that was just them making what little money they could at the time. But I think like as far as like the content of Fortnite and stuff, by the time that you got to censoring and stuff, it's not the same game because that game is kind of like it's open. People are free to express themselves in that game. There's voice chat and all these different kind of things. So I don't think that game was ever really meant to. And plus, there's like 18,000 other knockoffs over there. So why would you play Fortnite? Like my kids play Roblox, and I tease them because they're going to end up playing the generic ripoff versions of games instead of like the actual games themselves. So I don't think it was ever meant to come out over there. I think it was just
and they have problems with a bunch of stuff. I believe the account is Accented Cinema.
Mm.
It's a YouTuber that talks about mostly Southeast Asian cinema and its effects on the rest of the world, you know, like gun fu and stuff like that.
Mm.
And during Halloween, they did a video on horror movies of mainland China and how restricted they are, how it can't be anti-government, it can't talk about witchcrafts or demons
in a horror movie.
In a horror movie, and it's just
technically your movies can't have spiritualism either. So
it just ends up being really loose parodies or rip-offs of existing ideas, and then the ending has to be a twist where it's some anti-governmental maniac that was dressing up in costume and using special effects to scare people.
It's why in the live-action Mulan there's no Mushu, because Mushu is like the family spirit animal. You can't have spiritual stuff in it. So same thing with Ghostbusters. Couldn't come out over there either because ghosts.
Wow.
Yep.
I wonder what they think about Doctor Strange.
Did they? Oh yeah, that's true. And he was like in Tibet,
That's
right?
writing the line there, right?
Did that come out over there? I don't think it did.
It did.
I don't think it came out over there.
And what about Spider-Man talking to his uncle
Uncle Ben,
Ben?
who stays dead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Tencent, you did it. You did it again. You
Yeah.
made things unfun. And
let's also
whatever.
point out that the largest foreign investor in Tencent is the monopolistic utilities company from South Africa that profited directly off apartheid. So they're just evil all around. Yeah.
That's quite evil. Okay, moving on. We're going to Fable 4, baby.
So it is confirmed that Fable 4 is in development, even though so it began development 1 year after Lionhead's closure. It is being done by the Forza Horizon 5 studio, Playground Games.
Nice.
So in 2016, when Lionhead Studios closed, Playground Games started developing Fable 4, and it's been in the works for the last 4 years.
That's crazy. So like they haven't made anything besides Forza.
Yeah, I just
how long?
London just sent me a link, and it's Forza Horizon 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, I see you hiding back there, Sage Bell, in your picture. You're all in the background between two bunny girls here, huh?
I can't be them, so I must show you them.
But that's wild. I mean, I've heard of crazier things because for a while, when Naughty Dog started making quote unquote serious games, people didn't take them seriously either. Because before The Last of Us, what did they do?
I don't know. I get them and Insomniac mixed up sometimes.
I definitely do. Yeah, because before that, they were just known for Jak and Daxter, and I guess Uncharted. It was Jak and Daxter, and
well, there you go. And Uncharted.
Before Uncharted, it was Jak and Daxter, and what was the other games they did?
By the time the
Dream
first Last
Zone.
of Us, by the time the first Last of Us came out, they were already on like Uncharted 4, right? Uncharted 3.
Yeah. But before Uncharted, when
they had time.
They were just the Jak and Daxter studio, but with Uncharted, they showed that they could do other stuff. So this will be the move for. I already forgot the name of the other studio. Playground.
Playground Games. Yes. So, the Xbox boss Phil Spencer at least confirmed that Playground would still continue the series on a lighter tone. Fable. Fable has always been a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more British. I think I can say. I think Playground will keep it there. He also said it would come out before Elder Scrolls 6. But then again, most games will probably be out before
I was going to say, like, what does that even mean? Like, when's that a game even going to Starfield's going to come out before that. So what? Elder Scrolls 6 is like, what, like 2025 probably?
Did you say Garfield with Chris Pratt?
Starfield. Yeah, he's Garfield too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's everywhere. He's taking all the voice acting.
I know people were saying
it's not good.
People want Kevin Smith to do Garfield's voice.
No, Kevin Smith needs to kick rocks. I stopped listening to him.
No. The most recent one I saw is so have any of you watched What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet. No.
Okay. So the female vampire is married to the other guy. So the guy that she's married to, they want him to be Garfield.
That'd be I've only seen the movie, not the show.
Is it the same actors?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, watch the show, everybody. You'll love it.
Okay. I heard
we saw that we've seen some of the actors outside of the show when our minds have been blown. We're just like, what?
Nice.
I always kind of dig that. I love those chameleons, like, whoa, why can't I remember his name? Bram Stoker's Dracula. God dang it.
Gary Oldman?
Yeah. People like Gary Oldman and Benicio del Toro does a pretty good job. All those chameleons that kind of just turn into their role. Yeah. And you would never know the wiser. But we're getting long-winded, which is shocking. That never happens. Any other notes on Fable 4? Because my topics are both pretty quick. They're just shout-outs to our homie.
No. I kind of missed the appeal of the first one because Peter Malamud He always wants to come out. He always wants to come out and like overhype something, and then Fable was supposed to be this awesome thing where like you age in real time, and if you carve your initials in a little sapling when it's a big tree, it'll still be there, and your grandkids will do it, and then you get the game, and it's like, okay, I'm just running around down corridors and killing things. Okay,
And I
all
have
right. I mean,
13 wives in different cities.
yeah, like he hyped it all up, so
7 adopted children.
yeah, they kind of missed me with the first one. So it's cool if you're waiting on the next one. It's been a while, so you're probably due for another one. It's kind of weird that they didn't hand off any of it to like I don't know. They own Double Fine now. Double Fine to help provide some of it. You also own Xseed, who did what was that strategy game that came out like last year? Oh, what was it called? Wasteland. They did Wasteland 3, and they're really good at like creating worlds and how things go on. Why don't you tap some of those people to come help you with Fable and stuff? I don't know. So instead of like your race team, that's all they've done is made race games for 15 years. I don't know. We shall see.
Oh, yeah. And also Vince Rand says we don't have enough Skyrim ports before Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, they still gotta do a native Steam Deck version, which is just goofy because it's the PC version. Yeah, there's got to be a couple of them.
But London, before we get ahead of ourselves, we're gonna do this as a closer. And we're going to talk about gaming in real life as our closing statements because of PDX LAN and the bonus rounds tournament series. And you know me, I like going to EVO and I really want to go to CEO. Firstly, we have the results for bonus round as of recently. This last one that just happened this Saturday. It was for Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, look at that. Congratulations to our top 8. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And we got
Woo.
Chief checks and up on deck, and you know, I guess I haven't met any of these people. I'm also terrible at Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I played a little bit when it launched, and I brought some of the Vancouver homies over to the GameWorks to show them what Seattle was up to, and they all got spanked, and they go, "Oh, I guess we got to practice." And then I'm not saying I got Goon into FGC. I just showed him one of the meetups that happened in Seattle, and then he got way into it. Now he's really, really good, and he's running this beautiful tournament series, also sponsored by Voodoo Ranger IPA.
Yeah.
But not just them. London, if you want to tag that next link, we got their next event that will be in December. And yeah, and it is featuring a $200 money match in Tekken 7. And all I got from the staff of Bonus Round was like, hey, we want this poster to look like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures with stands. And I go, okay, I got you. So I made sure to put the do.
Is that Noxus?
Go. Well, yeah, and so their characters are their stands. If you want to click that image, I don't know if it matters.
I met Noctis in Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I bought his car. I drive his car around.
But it's December 11th. Plan around it. It's going to be FitX and Johnny X Ash. I thought that's his tag. It's Bravo when he has his gamer tag. Whatever. Bravo plays Lee. FitX plays Noctis. They're also going to have Soul Calibur with apparently a secret boss as Santa, whatever that means.
Okay. So
check that out. Remember to like and subscribe to Bonus Round for more details. They are officially on Instagram. And Mikey from Crazy Amazing is putting more content up to make sure everybody is on that platform too. I miss live events so much. Hate Delta so much. Craving Amazing. What did I say?
That's what you said. I said amazing. I don't know, but it's Craving Amazing.
Craving Amazing. Thank you. Like and subscribe everything. Play more games. Be nice to people. Eat a lot of food. And that's all I got. Yeah, this has been Lucky Bandit at Loud and Brown on Twitter and Instagram. I am Gross Stuff with a PH on Steam and PlayStation in reverse order. We're going to the grown ass man.
What up? This is the Saverings. I'll keep it brief. Hit us up on our Steam group. It's just Saltier Podcast. And everybody stay safe out there and enjoy your gaming. Sage Bell, what you got?
Stay warm in this new winter weather. Stay away from the trees that may murder you this wind.
True that.
And stay gaming. Camera's over here now.
And do you have a stream this week, either of you?
You should find me at Sagebell on Twitch. I also stream on our Facebook, the Saltier Podcast Facebook, and then on my own YouTube for Sagebell.
Nice.
Saverings? Anything
Nah.
this week?
Nah.
Okay.
So maybe Wednesday, but if not, I'll catch you this weekend. Maybe. I'll see Vince too.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll give you some coverage. As long as you keep linking Saltier London, will tag all these also and retweet, and we'll all stay tuned. Thank you to Darkane and Hot Riku Girl for jumping in the chat, making everything really fun. And have fun in Portland. Eat all the good food, drink all the good beer, have all the good thrift shopping. Love you all, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, see you next week. Punch Nazis, smoke trees. Deuces.